What's going on, everybody? It's Nick Payne with the Face Mask Podcast, continuing to profile rookie wide receivers and their potential fantasy outlook for the 2021 season. Up today, Bengals draft pick, 5th overall selection, Ja'Marr Chase. There's not much more I can say about this guy that you probably don't already know. Chase pretty much set the world on fire as a true sophomore, set SEC records, almost 1,800 receiving yards, 20 touchdowns, exploded in the national championship game that LSU won against Clemson. He had a season for the ages. And then with pretty much nothing left to prove last year, he opted out of the 2020 season and was still the top receiving prospect in the draft, having not played a down of the 2020 season. Reunited with his college quarterback in Joe Burrow, who lobbied for the Bengals to go draft him over any potential offensive line help or any other prospects. Burrow wanted the Bengals to take Chase, add him to an offense that a lot of people are expecting to be a very strong passing attack, with Burrow coming back from injury, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd already in the fold, not even to mention Joe Mixon, who I'm not going to get into today, but is an incredibly talented running back. That's all I'll say. And now they add Chase to the mix. So a lot of people are expecting this Bengals offense to be good. So I don't need to go over what he does well. He's a blue chip prospect. There are things he needs to work on. All of that can be coached. He goes up against the ball. He's a big-time playmaker. I think he's going to be really good in the NFL for a long time. That said, if you're playing Yahoo Fantasy, I'm looking at Yahoo today. I think in a lot of my videos, I often say underdog, but that's for best ball. I'm going to pivot for this conversation to talk about redraft for Ja'Marr Chase, because on the Yahoo rankings, his overall ADP for half PPR is about 75. So in 10-team leagues, you can have him in the 7th round on Yahoo redraft. 10-team leagues, you can have him in the 7th round. 12-team leagues, a round higher. You're going to have to go up into the 6th round to get him. That's not bad value, about 15 spots below T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going at around 60 on Yahoo Fantasy, and Tyler Boyd is going around 96. So if you believe in this offense, then Boyd is the best value. But Chase going behind Higgins is interesting, which means on Yahoo drafters are drafting as if Higgins is the wide receiver 1 for the Bengals. This is going to be a difficult offense to predict as far as who's going to be the wide receiver 1 for this offense, because I think the wide receiver 1 could alternate multiple weeks. I do think it's more likely to be either Chase or Higgins, but Boyd is talented enough in his own right, and the Bengals are going to throw a lot. They don't have a good defense, and at least right now on paper, they're the worst team in their division. So if you project them to be trailing games, to be losing games, the Bengals are going to be throwing. Not only are they built to do that, but they're probably going to be in a lot of game situations where they have to. So the Bengals are going to throw. So while Boyd might be the least inspiring of these three options, he's the best value in an offense that's going to throw a ton. But anyway, I do think Chase at 75 is a safe investment. Cincinnati has 108 vacated targets just from A.J. Green alone. And then there's some other vacated targets from Giovanni Bernard and a couple of other ancillary pieces. So there's absolutely room for work in this offense. And it's conceivable to see the Bengals throw at an even higher rate that they did last year in 2020. Cincinnati was 13th in the NFL in pass attempts per game. I would slam the over as far as teams most likely to rise in pass attempts per game. Cincinnati, I fully expect to go from the top 13 into the top 10. They may push for the top 5. I think Cincinnati's going to throw a lot. The drafting of Ja'Marr Chase, to me, indicates that they want to throw. They want to throw the ball. Now, if there are any concerns that you have with the Bengals offensive line, because it's well documented at this point, the Bengals offensive line isn't the best. They get Jonah Williams back, who was their 2019 first round pick. He suffered a season-ending injury last year. He comes back and presumably shores up the line. And in the second round this year, they took guard Jackson Carman. So they addressed the offensive line. Will it make an astronomical leap? I don't think anybody's projecting that, but they should be better next year. One, they don't have anywhere to go but up, and two, the return of Williams, I think, is enough to be a difference maker where we don't have to worry about the Bengals offensive line the way everybody did last year. So I do think this offense is going to be better on the whole. But this is about Ja'Marr Chase. I think my point, though, that I'm trying to make is I think this offense is going to be good, and therefore I think Ja'Marr Chase is an absolutely safe bet to draft in the 7th round. He's going to be featured. There might be some growing pains. He's a rookie. Even though he's a blue chip prospect, rookies can struggle right out of the gate. But you're talking about the 5th overall pick. This is capital that gets almost as high as it gets. The Bengals are going to throw, and they are going to have to throw, whether they want to or not, because I expect them to be trailing games given the state of their defense. It's totally conceivable that Chase absorbs all 108 A.J. Green targets, plus a few extra, just given my expectation that the Bengals take a step forward in pass attempts per game. Now, if you play best ball, if you play underdog fantasy, Ja'Marr Chase right now in July, middle July, is currently going in the 4th round. So he's being drafted pretty much at his ceiling right now. I say stay away from that in that scenario. That's a little too, that's too high for me. That's ridiculous draft capital for a guy who you have not seen play yet, where there are more proven players available in that same area. But just going off of Yahoo Fantasy for redraft, if Chase's ADP holds in that 7th round range, I say pounce. He's going to be heavily involved in an offense that wants to throw the ball a lot. And Joe Burrow lobbied to get him to Cincinnati. They already have a built-in connection dating back to college when Chase broke SEC receiving records for a single season. If Ja'Marr Chase's ADP in the 7th round holds on Yahoo Fantasy, I say take the plunge. If it goes a round or two higher, then I maybe have some pause, because if there are more proven players at the position, I'm going to tell you to pivot. But if it holds where it is, or maybe even jumps just one round, Ja'Marr Chase is going to be an awesome fantasy value for 2021 in redraft. In Dynasty, you don't even need to hear from me. He's a blue chip prospect. In one quarterback leagues, he has an argument for the number 1 overall pick. And in super flex drafts, he's likely a top 5 pick. He's going to be good for a really long time. There's a reason the Bengals took him at 5 overall. That's all I got. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Yahoo Fantasy drafters, 7th round, does that sound appealing for Ja'Marr Chase? Or do you disagree? Do you just not believe in rookies? Are you one of those people that says, I don't take rookies over proven players? You may have your method to your madness, and if that works for you, great. But I would love to hear from you if you are fading Ja'Marr Chase. I would love to hear from you either way. We can have a conversation about this. Drop some comments below. We can talk about the 5th overall pick and one of the most exciting rookie prospects for the 2021 season. Till then, this is Nick Payne with the Face Mask Podcast, producing fantasy content for you each and every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.